guys, and you're welcome to the journey of a Ninja boy. My name is Pascal, or you can call me Pascali, that you already know. Today, I already have another big fish in the building, and very soon he'll be introducing himself. He's a very good friend of mine, and he's from the Arab, so he will be talking to you about his own experience too. But before we start, if you have not subscribed to this channel, please subscribe to my channel, like my videos, watch all the videos that I have, and you click on the notification bell so that you can get alerted to all of my videos when I drop new videos. So thank you very much. Okay. Oh, na, na, na. Oh, na. It's Pascal again. All right,
bro. Thanks for having me as a fish, like fish.
Yeah, big fish, big fish.
Okay.
When you have like important personality, you say you have big fish in the building, so yeah, big fish.
Man.
All right, can you introduce yourself a bit to this?
So my name is Abdullah. Like in my language in Arabic, we pronounce it Abdullah, but if you heard it before, it would be Abdullah. So I actually came to Canada like a year ago, and I met Pascal in one of the classes. So I did like a postgraduate program, and I finished like a couple of months ago. And yeah, it's been almost a year. So
okay, so almost a year being in Canada. What would you say your experience of staying or living in Canada has been so far?
It is interesting. Like I love traveling. I've always traveled. I've lived in like 5 different countries so far. So Canada, it has its own like. I mean, first thing comes to mind like the nature. It's so beautiful. Like here, it's like sometimes I feel it's not real. It's like too much lakes and too much trees and too much green, and the air is very clear. All that, and then you got the people. Honestly, like one of my best thing about living in Canada is like the people. They are very friendly. Everyone is open-minded, so that's a big thing.
Okay, that's a good one, because over time I know that everyone that I've had on my show, they've had something good to say about the Canadian people. They are very welcoming, they're very accommodating, and they're open to having friends with you and all that. So that is good. So knowing that you're a very good traveler, so far in this period of 1 year that you've been in Canada, I know you've been to a lot of places. Where would you say is the most exciting place that you've been in New Brunswick in particular?
New Brunswick. I mean, I like always to go to the ocean. The ocean is like 2-3 hours from here, right? So actually next, so the ocean I would say is like I love to swim. I love the water. But next week I'm planning to go. So in New Brunswick we have the highest peak in Atlantic Canada. It's called Mount Carleton.
Okay.
And that might be gonna be my favorite thing because it's across all East Canada. It's the highest mountain, like highest peak. So hopefully that's gonna be. But in general, like ocean, I would say it's something I really like.
Okay, so where are you from in particular? From the Arab, which country are you from?
Yeah, so I'm from Iraq.
Okay.
Iraq. Mesopotamia. It's a country in Middle East. We have like you probably heard a lot about Iraq when it comes to wars and a lot of bad things, but I mean, it's where I come from is a city half hour from Baghdad called Babylon.
Okay.
And you probably heard about like Babylon, a very old,
yeah. So what would you say is one popular misconception about Iraq?
There's so many, man. You already know this. Like you know how like the American media and all that, all that. So I mean. The thing is, I believe everywhere in the world there's good and bad parts, right? And every country has its own. Iraq has a very long history and civilization. That's why it's called Mesopotamia, the land between 2 rivers.
Okay.
And we have good food. We have people are very nice. Unfortunately now because of the conflicts and everything, so it's harder to go visit. But if things come very well, hopefully, I would love to see a lot of people from, because Africa and Arab world, we're like neighbors, right? We share a lot of similar things. So hopefully in the future we get to see a lot more brothers and sisters from Africa coming to visit.
Right? That's a good one. I would love to visit one time.
Yeah, bro.
All right, no problem. So what would you say your application process was like when you were in Iraq? How did you decide what make you decide that you were coming to Canada to study?
So I mean, like to be honest, like just like a lot of us international students, we want to immigrate somewhere that has better quality of living, right? We want to stay in Canada. We want to find a good job, right? Get a permanent residence, like get a citizenship, right? All that. So yeah, I mean, one of my goals was like to move somewhere that I can. It's a good settlement place, like I can. And Canada is very open-minded country. It welcomes everyone. So for me, it was out of like the other options I had. It was like the most reasonable. And UMB, University of New Brunswick, where we came, it's a very good university and it's very cheap, right? So it was a good option to come, you know.
All right. So what also informed your choice of studying? Why did you say that this is the course that I'm going to study? What course are you studying now? Why did you decide that if I'm going to go to Canada to even study for a start, this course is what I'm going to pick?
You mean what? So why did I choose my major, or why did I choose like the UMB? Like,
why did you choose UMB and the major that you studying in UMB?
So UMB mainly because it's cheap and it's like I think the oldest university in North America, right?
Yes.
Yeah, it's the oldest English language university in North America, and the buildings are amazing. Like when someone come here, I don't know if you guys or you familiar with Harry Potter.
Yeah.
But where I come from, we don't have this kind of.
You see all those
I was like, this is Harry Potter, you know. So, but like why I chose, so I did like a program called Technology Management and Entrepreneurship, and I've always been interested in like entrepreneurship and technology. So it was like kind of a multidisciplinary program that combined multidisciplines together, and I like multidiscipline.
All right. I know that I've had one student from TME2 on my program before. But then, what would you say is the defining factor in making you study that TME as a course itself?
Why? So it is a 1-year program. That is one. And I mean that's good and not good because you understand like 1-year program sometimes if you want to stay here for a lot of time you don't get that much of but it was I think for the price, a mix of the price, the courses, like the content of the courses and the university. I can't say I think one main reason. I say collectively all the reasons made it like appealing for me.
All right, that's good. So coming from Africa, I know that the process of applying for visa to come to Canada, it's a long process. Maybe not too long anyway. You have to go through some. You have to do some applications and just find them together, then submit and wait for a long time before they approve and everything. I know I have someone from Barbados on my show. She said from Barbados they do not need any visa to come to Canada.
Exactly.
All they have to do is just pay like a $10 fee for something and they get through. What is the process like coming from Ireland?
So I think what I'm gonna say is it doesn't apply to a lot of people from Africa because Iraq is one of the Iraqi citizenship passport is a very, very kind of like bad because of the wars and everything. So I don't know if you guys remember, but Trump made like a ban on some countries, and Iraq was one of these countries. So Iraq in general has a lot less freedom to travel than most of countries, I would say, in Africa, right?
Okay.
So for me, but for me, what helped me was because I had like good English, so I had good IELTS score, and also I traveled a lot before, so I had, in the application they ask you where you travel and you show them the visas, right? So, and I had like just a good profile, I did a lot of work around the world, so I think, but in general, let's say an Iraqi person want to apply and they don't travel a lot and they don't have like they are just like normal. They don't have that good English and all that. They can get it. It's gonna require a lot of proofs and you have to show that not just like you have the basic requirements they need. You have to show them you have extra.
Okay, that's good. So given the fact that you were opportune to have those abilities and those knowledge of things that will help your application to be very easy. How easy would you say that your application process was? How easy was it to come in?
Mine personally was The hard part was it was long. It was not hard. Like so, to submit the document and fill the application and go I had to do like a health medical like test. So I spent the day doing like a couple of medical tests. It's what them required me that. I wouldn't say it was hard. It just was a lot of things. So it took time, and I had to wait like I think like a little bit less than 2 months to get that from the time I applied. So I think it's not hard, just like long, right?
Okay, good, no problem then. So what advice will you give to anyone from any place from the Arabs to Africa to Europe, trying to immigrate to Canada or trying to come to study in Canada? What advice will you give to them now?
Okay, maybe what I would say is, before you come, whether you're interested in Canada or US, Australia, New Zealand, wherever, like any immigration country, whether you want to do just a master's, just your study, think about it a lot. Like, don't just like, when you research very well where you want to go, the city and the university and the program, choose something that is aligned with your personality, passion, your values. So like Canada is a very big country. It's the second biggest country in the world, and every place there has like a different vibes and different style. Every program, every subject, every university has like different cons and pros, right? So research very well before you come, and choose something again like that aligned with your personality, and your values and everything.
Okay, so I know that one of those things that I watch out for when I was choosing UNB was the fact that UNB is the first to have like the first faculty of computer science in the whole of North America.
Yes.
So it was good. So given the advice that you've said now about researching about the school or the institution that you want to study before going, how would you describe the essence of that research and knowing that this school is the right fit for the course that I want to study? How would you say that is important? Is it very important?
Sure, yeah. So, yeah, I mean, like, it depends on your context. Like, some people have a bit of flexible in their schedule, cost and budget. So, if you're someone, let's say your parents is gonna fund you, and your parents, as long you're gonna choose something that is like a really good, they're okay with that, they're gonna pay for that, or you have a scholarship from an African government or whatever is that, let's say. If cost is not your issue, then you're gonna research, like usually in Canada, top universities, the top, let's say 10 universities in Canada, their cost like tuition fees are more. So I would say first determine how much is your budget, right? And then know that, let's say you are someone who did, are we talking about postgraduate or whatever? Like
postgraduate or undergraduate, anyone.
Okay, so yeah.
For undergraduate, I know that most people that would come from undergraduate, they're either on scholarship or their parents is funding their education. So something should inform their way of choosing school too. You don't just want to come to Canada because the level of education that we have in Africa and in Arab is different from what we have in America, and sometimes it is very difficult to adjust based on your understanding or based on your effort or your strive to really improve. So what would you say that, how would you say that you need to choose the right course so that you won't have to regret choosing the wrong course at the end of the day?
Yeah, so honestly, I think a lot of people choose that. Besides the research I mentioned, they choose a university based on the city.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the top universities in Canada, their location is it's not actually in a very big city, or it's like 2 hours from the main city. That's common in North America, right? So if you not planning, let's say, to buy a car and someone need to be in a very busy place doing a lot of different things, so then you have to choose a university that is very centered in like a big city like Toronto, for example. There's not many universities like Toronto and Vancouver, which is very famous cities here.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of universities there, right? So where we're studying now, Fredericton, is a very slow city. Their life is more like I don't know how to describe it,
very
but
simple,
and it's laid back, right?
Yeah.
So people are like, if you go to somewhere like, so if you like this lifestyle, Fredericton UMB is great for that. If you're someone who very social, you want to do so many things, you choose like something different, right? So the city, I think, is I would say if I want to sum it up in one point, city maybe like is very important.
Yeah, city is very important when you're choosing the kind of school that you want.
But a city that aligns with you, not a city that is what people think it is. Like it's not because you heard Vancouver and Toronto, it means they are good for you. You have to know what is good for you and choose it.
Yeah, definitely. Because most of the time, one of the big misconceptions that I've asked people about coming to Canada is that some people think the only city in Canada are Toronto and Vancouver
or Montreal.
You know, those are the only cities that some people know in Canada. Sometimes when you tell people that I live in New Brunswick, they start asking you, is that a province? Is that a city? You know, that kind of thing. So what would you say the biggest misconception that you've had about Canada is for people that are outside?
Oh, okay. So, I mean, that's a bit hard to answer because there's a lot of things come to my mind. One is like, so US and Canada, North America is USA and Canada, right? They are similar in a lot of ways, but also different in so many ways.
Yes.
So, I mean, a lot of people, when they think about Canada, they think like USA, and that's something. Like Canada is different, but it's similar in a ways. But like I would say, it's also a very different in a lot of ways. So that's one. The other thing that comes to my mind, I mean, yeah, like Canada is the big second again. It's the second biggest country in the world. So that means, and it's only 45 million people. So that means actually Canada wants people. So like if you're interested in coming, Canada wants you to come. But then when you come, don't be expecting, because it's very big.
Yeah.
So you'll have to understand that if you come from if you're in Nigeria and what's the capital?
Abuja is the capital.
Okay, so it's if you're thinking that if you're gonna come and you're gonna see like people everywhere in the street, and 1 a.m. you can like just do whatever you know, like here it's even in big cities it's not crazy like so much. Like for some people that is a very good thing.
Yeah.
For some people like no, they like the intense.
Yes.
You know
Okay. So like in Nigeria, the big city in Nigeria is Lagos.
Exactly.
The most popular one, and it's always bubbling. It's almost like it's almost like 24 hours. You see people roaming about, doing things and the likes. So here it is not the same thing. Even though you hear that big city like in Toronto and all that is very cool and very popular and all that, it's not as much as we have in Nigeria. Okay, no problem then. So what will be the final word that you have for viewers that are watching you right now? What would be the advice that you would give to anyone watching you and thinking that maybe I need to come to Canada, it's just this thing that is delaying me or not? What would you say to them right now?
Yeah, I mean, listen, me, Abdullah, Pascal, he's Pascal, me, Abdullah, so we are different, our mind is different. So you're gonna hear a lot of advice from Pascal, you're gonna hear a lot of advice from me, you're gonna hear a lot of advice from YouTube videos and articles, like your friends' word of mouth.
Yeah.
Honestly, best is to do as much research, ask as much people you can, but eventually you have to choose a program or come to the city or immigrate, do whatever you want based on you, not based on what you hear from Abdullah or Pascal or other YouTubers or other articles, right? Like that's why, let's say, try as much as you can to collect data, like insights, answers, like read about it, and then sit by yourself, think about it very, and see who am I, and what is the program or the city or the country that's gonna satisfy me exactly. I think that's one of the best advice I would give.
Okay, thank you very much for that advice, because I believe that for everyone there's always different options for you. So what applies to me would not apply to you, definitely. So the purpose of having this program like this or having these videos like this on YouTube is so that we can enlighten people about things that we did and how it worked for us. Then you do data gathering, just like you said, and you analyze it on your own. And you said, based on my capability, based on my capacity, this is the thing that I'm going to do And it's
100%.
the best thing for me. So thank you very much.
Sure, bro. My pleasure.
So everybody, this is where we'll be drawing the curtain for today. Thank you very much for joining me again. Before you go, do not forget to subscribe. Do not forget to subscribe, like my videos, and click on the notification bell. Till next time that I meet you again, I still remain your host, Pascal, aka Pascal, that you already know. Take care.
See you.
Bye.
Bye.